Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Higurashi When They Cry. This is episode 3 of our Tatarigoroshi chapter. Let's see. Trying to remember where we last left off. I guess we're going to find out together. Where did we last leave off?
Oh, そうなんだ。ケイちゃんの親、帰ってきたんだね。
栄養剤臭がプンプンして目は充血してて、どうも丸二晩徹夜で相当の修羅場だったらしい。大人は大変だ。
画家さんも大変なんだね。そういえばそうでしたわね。一度どんな絵を描くか拝見したいものです
That's right, our dad is an artist. Okay, an artist, huh? There's a number of watercolor and acrylic paintings on display, but he had to have been doing some other job too. What job did Dad do exactly? He didn't let anyone into his workshop after all. Wanted to sneak a peek one day.
結局、家を開けたのは二晩。
短い攻略期間だったね。
Need much time.
で、ケイちゃんは異中のキャラを攻略できたのかな？両親不在はギャルゲー主人公の基本だしね。
Oh, was she asking if we turned our house into like a bang house? If we brought a girl home?
好感度をいっぱい稼いでちゃんとフラグが立ちましたですよ。
I have no idea what any of you are talking about.
じゃあこれでケイチくんももう自炊しなくてもよくなっちゃったんだね。ゆうべは何を作ったのかな？
We didn't cook for ourselves at any point in time. It was all Sadako. Sadako cooked everything for us. In the end, I didn't make a single thing myself.
ゆうべは野菜炒めを。
Oh, that's right. We had Sadako cook us the vegetable stir fry. I remember.
おー、ケイちゃんも少しは料理らしいものを作れるようになったじゃない。
Yeah.
野菜炒めを作ったんだね。美味しくできたかなレナさん、暑苦しいですわよ。
You're being
なん
unpleasant.
で私にベタベタ言ってきますの？美味しいご飯に仲良くお皿を洗いっこなのです。いいの。
Okay, so everybody knows that Sadako spent the night hanging out with us. Got it.
暑苦しいと言ってますのよ。
何の話？
Mion, utterly confused, asked me for clarification, but I just barely, albeit transparently, averted my eyes.
そうそう。みんなさ、今日の午後に予定はあるかい？ないよね。あるわけないよね。
Today was Saturday. Beautiful day in which we're liberated from the confines of school in the afternoon. Actually, the school in Himazawa had slightly different Saturdays than those in the city. There were a lot of students here who brought a bento, ate it at lunch, and then went to play in the school or around the schoolyard. You could say that the entire school turned into a children's playground. That's kind of cool. There are mountains behind the school, and if you went down that way, you'd find mountain streams. You could avoid the strong sunlight and make conversation in the classroom if you wanted to. You could also play hide and seek in the construction... That sounds very dangerous. In the construction pipes. I would not recommend you do that. Of course, you're free to go home as well. There were some kids who went home and helped water the fields or tended to stores. If Mion was bringing up the afternoon like this, it must have been for some crazy big club event. However, sadly I had something I needed to do before taking part in whatever it was.
お仕事ですか？ついてないのです。
Work.
何の仕事でございましょうね。
What work do we do?
お父さんの画家の仕事のお手伝いとか。お父さんの絵のモデルになるとか？モデル？ヌード？
A nude model? No, Reina. Looked into Reina's eyes and saw myself completely naked in a questionable pose with a single rose in my mouth?
ないない。それだけは100万積まれても絶対
Don't
に
paint
な
my
い。
dick, Dad. Get rid of Reina's delusions, I grabbed her head and swung it from side to side. Stop thinking of my dick, Reina.
愉快な妄想は置いといてだ。とにかく俺にはちょっとお昼に仕事がある。それが終わってからの合流でいいなら OK だぞ。
What are we doing?
お昼に仕事？おー。そりゃなんだかかっこよさげじゃない。なになに？ひょっとして各界の VIP との会食？ ビジネスランチとか。
A business lunch? I don't think so.
実に悲しいことだが正解だ。
We're having a business lunch? Everyone shouts wildly, surprised. With who? It was true. He had been on the job with my family. For my dad's job, he was having about 10 people from the publishing agency over for a house party. I see. He called people from work for a party the day after having stayed up 2 nights in a row. I'm amazed at their vitality. That was always the worst growing up, is when like your parents had like a function or whatever and they'd invite like people from work. I don't know anybody. Why am I here? I'm over 30 years old. I still hate that. Why am I at your house having a party with these people I don't know? How awkward. Adults have it pretty rough. Of course, it'd be incredibly uncomfortable for me. It'd be really tiring to have to force myself to smile at some old dudes I didn't know. But they were my dad's important business connections, so offending them would be bad. Well, with that all said, it was going to get very uncomfortable for me today starting at lunch.
これは利発そうなお子さんで。
具足のケイイチです。ケイイチ、こちらは出版社の本田さん。
Honda-san.
そしてこちらは印刷会社の井上さん。ご挨拶しなさい。
どうも息子の圭一です。父がいつもお世話になっております。
ケイチ君もお父さんのように絵は描かれるんですか？ケイチ君の絵もぜひ拝見したいな。
We are not an artist, but we really haven't even seen much of Dad's art. My dad has such a brazen occupation that of an artist. Although I don't really know what kind of things he creates. I don't really care and don't want to see anyway. Dad's so tight-fisted about it. He doesn't show them to me very often anyway. I'm not a kid anymore, so I wouldn't care at all if they were pictures of naked ladies or anything.
ケイチ君も
I wish.
お
I
父さん
wish
に
there were
指示し
pictures of
て
boobies.
しっかり勉強すればきっと。
ここだけの話ですけど親父ってそんなにすごい画家なんですか？
Readied myself and whispered my question. Might have seemed odd for a son to be asking for this, but when I did, he gave me this really strange grin and tightly clamped down on my shoulders.
それはもう本当に素晴らしい作家さんなんですよ。
そうですか。それは良かったです。
購入制限はないし、ファンサービスはするし、ファンレターには必ずお返事をくれるし、世間のニーズもちゃんと汲み取っていて研究熱心。靴下は脱がしたら絶対に NG。それはメガネや制服だって同じなんですよ。
What?
そこを前原先生はよく理解している。イベントは参加ごとに必ず壁で大行列だし。
すみません。絵ってのは壁に飾るものじゃないんです
Yeah,
か？
what are we talking about?
そんなことはない。誰もが島中から始める。そして島角。大通りの島角と階段を登って。そして至る頂点が壁なんです。あなたもぜひ前原先生と合体で出展できるような大作家になってくださいね。応援していますよ。
What does our dad draw? Does he draw, like, were we just talking about drawing naked women? It's fun to have a passion for the things you like, but I didn't get it. But it seemed the world of art ran pretty deep. It's probably a much deeper world than I could have imagined. I decided to leave it at that. And I realized my mom was calling me from the other side of the room. Because we said fan service, and he started talking about, like, drawing characters with clothes or without clothes, like...
電話よ。お友達から。
Lucky break. Maybe I can get out of this uncomfortable business party by using a friend's phone call as an excuse. I scampered over to the front door and snatched up the receiver my mom had left there. Please. Hello. Please save me.
もしもし。俺。
もしもし俺
さてこ
ございませんですわよケイチさん。もう少し言葉遣いをお勉強なさいませ。
Yes, Sadako. I was of the opinion that the person speaking to me had a far stranger way of talking.
なんだ、さとこじゃねえか。お前が俺のところに電話してくるなんて珍しいな。
のんきなことを言ってる場合ではありませんのよ。それよりもケイチさん、あなたいつになったらこっちに来れますの？
Oh, to the afternoon event.
こっちもなんだか長引いちゃってさ、なかなか解放してもらえないんだよ。俺も早く部活に加わりたいんだけどさ。
違いますですわよケイチさん。今日は部活ではありませんわ。実践ですのよ。
It's a real battle. Sadako's voice was different from normal. I could feel the urgency in it drifting through the phone.
実践？ なんだか穏やかな話じゃ。どういう状況なんだ。
詳しくは会ってからの説明にいたしますわ。とにかく絶対的な危機なんですぞ。このままでは負けてしまうでございますわ。
What on earth was going on? Could it have been a fight? I didn't know who they were, but laying a hand on someone from Hinamizawa was an absolutely terrible idea.
おう、わかった。すぐに火星に行くぜ。場所はどこだ。
沖宮小学校のグラウンドですわ。駅まで来れば看板があるからわかりますですわよ。とにかく大急ぎですの。
School campus. Situation could have a lot of people involved. Could it have turned into an all-out brawl? Who's the enemy here anyway? Oh, I'm on fire.
わかった。すぐ行く。武器も持って行った方がいいか。金属バットでも持っていくか。
金属バットをお持ちですの？それは心強いですわよ。お待ち申し上げております。
Are we playing baseball? Is that what's happening? We're playing baseball? Call cut off abruptly. You need to hurry.
おう、ケイイチ探したんだぞ。こちらの出口さんがな、ぜひ次のコピー紙で。
そんなことよりバットないかな。金属バットなければ長物なら何でもいいや。
長ければ何でもいいなら、父さんのゴルフクラブが物置にあるぞ。
Didn't have the same kind of impact, but a golf club was a splendid weapon too. It was lighter than a baseball bat and maybe easier for me to use.
サンキュー。それ借りるよ。俺ちょっと友達のところに行かなきゃならない用事ができちゃったんだ。ごめん。
ケイイチ、待ちなさい。
Bye, Dad. I bet it's a baseball game. Grabbed a golf club, jumped on my bike, and headed straight for town. Wait for me, Sadako. I'll be right there. Just hold out until then. Didn't actually know where Okinomiya Elementary was exactly, but Sadako's phone call seemed to demand urgency, so I rushed out without asking her about how to get there. If I went to the station, there'd be signs. At least I feel like that's what she said. Then I heard the jingling of a bicycle bell from behind me. Rika.
こんにちはなのですよ。
おう、リカちゃんか。
ケイイチ、早かったです。いっぱいいっぱい急いだですね。
Damn. This isn't the time to be out of breath. Need to hurry.
すまん。沖宮小学校ってのはどこだ。
Where are they? Where are those bastards?
ご案内しますです。ついてくるですよ。
Rika-chan rode off on her bike. I followed her.
急にさとこに呼び出されたんだが、一体どういうことになってるんだ。
はじめはこちらが優勢だったのです。ところが途中から向こうが助っ人を入れてきたのです。ズルなのです。
A helper? What cowards. Calling for reinforcements the minute they realized they'd lose.
みんなバッタバッタと打ち取られましたのです。歯が立たないのですよ。
Gulp. Sounds like they were pretty strong.
とにかく詳しい話は後だ。時間がないんだろう。急いでくれ。
お任せなのです。
With Rika-chan leading the way, we headed straight for the elementary school grounds. I asked Rika-chan something during that time, seeing that all of the club members besides me were part of this fight. Damn. So what Mion was trying to tell everyone was that this would happen? If I'd known that, I would have just ditched my family job. It was too late for regrets. According to Rika-chan, we had a one-sided advantage at the start, but our angry foes had brought in a powerful ally. Club members put up a resistance and went against them one by one, but apparently they couldn't stand up to them.
部活メンバー総がかりで勝てない。一体そりゃどんな化け物なんだ。
すごいのです。敵は正統派なのですよ。
This enemy is orthodox? Orthodox. They weren't using thuggish brawling tactics, but had actually studied karate or something? Is that what she meant?
もうケイイチだけが頼みの綱なのですよ。
Okinomiya Elementary came into view. I could hear many voices raising hell over there.
ミオン、レナ、サトコ、今行くからな。俺がまとめてぶっ潰してやるぜ。
There were a lot of bicycles left out in front of the school. Left mine next to them in the same way. I could tell there were a lot of people flooding the campus. Were the two armies in the midst of a huge no-holds-barred brawl? I took my golf club in hand. Whoosh! I swung it. Felt the sensation of it sticking firmly to my palm. Great. Feedback wasn't bad. I'm gonna go all out with this thing. I dashed at a breakneck speed to the school gate, swinging it around.
ついてこい、リカちゃん。男前原圭一のバンク不当な大活躍を見せてやるぜ。
I guess the least we could say is that at least he's a really good friend, that he just dropped everything in his family party to go beat the shit out of some schoolyard kids with a golf club.
ケイイチがとても頼もしいのです。ゴルフクラブで大暴れなのです。
Mika-chan applauded me, though a little dryly, lauding my valiance. Mainly Keiichi Maibara put it behind him and headed for the place where he may die.
でもケイイチ、どうして今日はゴルフクラブなのですか？
仕方ないだろう。俺も最初はバットの方がいいと思ったんだが、うちでバットなくってさ、素手よりははるかにマシだと思って、せめてゴルフクラブを持ってきたんだ。
偉いのですよ。ケイイチをなでなでしてあげますです。ゴルフクラブで大暴れが楽しみなのですよ。
Despite the emergency situation, Mika-chan reached up and stroked me on the head.
おい、ふざけてる場合かよ。え？
Crack. Just then an extremely loud metallic sound rang out, and I heard many people cheering.
レフト、あー抜けた。ボール、二塁行けるぞ、二塁。
センタ
Baseball.
ー、落ち着いて。三塁へ送って。
Center fielder caught the ball and, after a brief pause, sent it flying to third base. If he had pitched it wildly, it might get there. He gave up on second and threw it to third with time to spare. The instructions from the bench, they were solid. Wait, what?
ケイイチくん来てくれたよ。さとこちゃん、ケイイチくん来てくれたよ。遅すぎですわ。油を売るのはガソリンスタンドだけで十分でござい
You
ますわ
could
よ。
have used the word baseball in the phone call, Sadako.
その前原君って子は
Oh, it's Irie, the town doctor.
相手はあの強豪校のエース左腕の亀田君ですよ。甲子園クラスの投手を打ち崩せるなんて一体どんな助っ人なんです？
大丈夫です。ケイイチくんならきっと逆転させてくれますよ。本当に頼もしい人なんです。
Murmur. What? He's the pinch hitter we brought in to take out. Left arm Kameda. With his bullet fastball? The one who had one no-hit, no-run game after another during the regional qualifiers. The undefeated demon pitcher of Oshima. The super high school level pitcher that had already been marked by professional scouts. He's going to win against him? Are we even that good at baseball? Has Keiichi ever talked about being good?
あんな球楽勝でバックスクリーンを越してくださいますわ。
Murmur. There's a slugger like that in this prefecture? I had no idea. He must have gone under the radar. Hey, that scout stood up. Hey, take a picture. His full name is Keiichi Maibara. Look him up in the database and send his history to our office. So they're talking all this shit about me.
写真
A whole lot of sports journalists led by Sadako gripped their cameras tightly and searched for the rumored Keiichi Maibara. I don't even know that we're that good at baseball. As for me, I was so dazed at what was happening that I was frozen in place with my golf club up in the air.
ケイイチさん、こっちですわよ。
Camera people stared at me through their viewfinders, and just like I had, they turned to stone. The hands of their gallant pitch hitter, Keiichi Maibara, was a golf club. Nobody could seem to understand why I was holding something like this, and at this point, neither did I. Cheap. Cold, greasy sweat dripped from me. First one to break the inordinately awkward silence was Rena.
ケイイチくん、
おう。
一つ聞いてよろしいですの？
Now I look like a jerk. Please. Please don't. Psychic waves of my entreaty flowed out of my face along with my sweat. Somehow seemed to reach the two of them. The deathly quiet reporters all parted as Moses once parted the sea. Moses probably didn't go through the part of the seas this quietly.
野球の試合なら初めからそう言
Yeah,
え。
that would have been helpful on the phone, Sadako.
私言いませんでした？
No.
第一バット持ってグラウンドに来いって言ったら野球以外に何を思いつくわけですの？というか何をどう間違ったらゴルフクラブを持ってくるって発想になるわけでございますの？きっとね暗いムードになったチームを明るくして盛り上げようとして
That was not it.
わざとやってくれたんだと思うな。
I thought you all were getting the shit kicked out of you. Rena smiled bitterly and covered me with all her might. Please believe her, everyone. I'm begging you.
ケイイチはゴルフが大好きなのですよ。なでなで。
Mika-chan started patting my head, broad grin on her face all the while. I pushed her hand away, grabbed her from behind by her suspenders, and picked her up like a kitten.
でさっき駅で会った時野球だって教えてくれなかったんだよ。そうすりゃ赤っ端をか
That's
かず
true,
に
she
済んだ
didn't
の
either.
に。
ニッパ
Nipa. Rika-chan's smile was like the sun, so incredibly innocent. Ugh, she's glowing. When I saw Rika-chan's radiant smile, I couldn't help but feel like I could forgive anything she did. However, if Rika-chan thought I would actually would, then she had another thing coming.
というわけでこれはお仕置きだ。レナ、
ー。み
Rika-chan still plugged up in my hand, I offered her to Reina. That's right. The kittenified Rika-chan sent Reina's voltage into overcharge. Now she's gonna kidnap you.
もらったもらった。レナがもらったんだよ。かわいいよ。
Ha! Spinny spinning. Reina stuck out her tongue like a chameleon and preyed upon Rika-chan while spinning her around.
リカちゃんかい。リカちゃんかい。
Reina held her tight as a vice and began to get her fill of rubbing her cheek into Rika-chan's. Their cheeks rubbed together tightly. Rika-chan's face. I don't think it was being crushed by Reina's.
何があったかは存じませんけど、リカが自業自得のようですわね。
What about you, Sadako?
俺も最近ようやくリカちゃんがただ可愛いだけじゃないと悟ったぞ。
ケイチ君に許可をもらったんだよ。お持ち帰り。
For the moment, I just gave her a 3-minute timeout.
ところでサトコ、緊急の呼び出しってのは
Yeah, Sadako didn't tell us it was a baseball game either, and we had her on the phone.
ええ、そうですわ。ご家族でホームパーティーだったんですって。悪いことをしましたわね。でもこういう時は家族よりも仲間の機能を
You obviously must prioritize friends over family. Like that's what I was supposed to be saying, not you. Well, it was just a business party for my dad, I guess. Honestly, felt glad to be called out
そ
here.
れでその危機的状況というのはどんな具合なんだ。6対7ってことは負けてるのがうちのチームってことか。ん9回の裏で2アウト。なんだこの試合もうほとんど終
So
わりか
we
けてる
were
じゃない
we
か
were brought
よ。
in as like the pinch hitter. Got it.
ケイチさんがもっと早く来ればもう少し余裕がありましたのよ。ここまで引き伸ばすのにどれだけ苦労したとお思いですの？
分かったよ悪かったよ。で俺の仕事はなんだ。ピンチヒッターでもやるのか。ならば任せろ。こう見えても俺引っ越す前は結構バッティングセンターに通ってたんだぞ。親父が憂さ晴らしに行くときよく付き合わされてさ。ミートバッティングだったらそこそこの自信が。
Vroom. Tremendous sound rang out, the likes of which I'd never heard before. Catcher's mitt trembled, sending up a light cloud of dust, telling me the tremendous sound had come from the ball.
ちょっと待ておい。今の凄まじい剛速球は一体なんだ。
驚いた？あれ本物の甲子園ピッチャーなんだよ。スポーツ新聞でも有名な高校野球のエース、左腕の亀田君って知らない？
This is the first I'm hearing of him.
悪いけど知らん。ミリオン、お前なんだよその格好は。
Mion showed up, and to my surprise, she was wrapped up in bandages. Just what on earth happened?
途中から来たケイチ君には最初から説明がいるよね。
お、なんだリカちゃんはもういいのか。
可愛いのいっぱい楽しんだよ。ほよほよでやわやわで
She's so squishy. Now that I've squeezed all the life out of her, here we go.
ほっぺだけでご飯3杯は
Could just eat her cheeks 3 meals a day.
みー、もうお嫁に行けないのです。
I wonder how Rika-chan's taste if you could eat them 3 times a day. She can't get married anymore? What does that mean? I almost put my own delusion switch, but I put a stop to it using logic. I was an adult.
じゃあ説明を頼む。何をどう間違えたらこんな草野球対決に甲子園ピッチャーのリリーフが登場するんだ。
Everyone exchanged glances. Then Reina spoke for all of them.
最初はね、普通の野球対決だったの。
ひなみ沢ファイターズと沖宮タイタンズは今回もささやかに大盛り上がりしてたわけ。
まあ平たく言えば学校対決ですわね。 ひなみ沢と沖宮の学校の因縁試合なんですの。
Okay, simple enough.
因縁って言ってもまあ和気あいあいとしたものなんだけどね。
でそれになんでうちの部活メンバーが参加してるんだ。ユニフォームを着てるやつもいれば私服のやつもいるし、そもそも俺たちって野球部ってわけじゃないだろう。
つまり、割といい加減なの。
今日たまたまチームに欠員が出たって言うんでさ、それじゃあせっかくだからって言って急遽私たちが乱入することになったってわけよ。
Okay, so we filled in. I see. Okay. If there were enough members, anyone can come to the rescue, whether a boy or girl, and no matter what grade they were in. That jumbled together feeling was the hallmark of our school.
リカちゃんに聞いた話だと最初のうちは押しまくってたらしいじゃないか。
2位はすごいバッターなのですよ。右へ左へホームランなのです。
Mion proudly stuck out her chest. Doing so seemed to hurt her somehow, and she groaned pathetically.
ええ、ミオンさんに登場するたびに走者一掃の大ホームランが飛び出すんですの。貞子と違ってちゃんとバット
She
に
can
ボ
actually
ール
hit
が
the
当た
ball.
るのですよ。
Rude.
いいか。
まあなんとなく話は分かった。あの甲子園ピッチャーが登場するまでは楽勝ムードだったというわけだ。
そういうこと。序盤は完全にうちのチームの流れでね、点にはならないまでもガンガン出塁して攻めまくってたんだけどね。
たまたまね、今日の試合にあの亀田くんが見物に来てたの。
Apparently, Kameda attends a fairly well-known school in our prefecture that frequently sent people to Koshin. And this man, known as the ace of their baseball team, Kameda, seemed to be quite skilled. Now that I thought about it, it was certainly strange to see cameramen with journalist armbands here to watch a casual baseball game out in the sticks like this.
亀田は小さい頃沖宮タイタンズにいたことがあるのだそうです。
話が見えてきたでしょ。昔のチームが劣勢になって、つまりそれで飛び入りでリリーフ登板
That
する
seems
ことに
like
なって、
cheating.
もうバッタよ。出塁はおろか、ファールも打てないありさまなわけ。
でも
If he doesn't even go to the school anymore,
甲子園ピッチャーの乱入なんて草野球の試合で
yeah, we're just playing for fun. That's bullshit. All the boys wearing the Hinamizawa Fighters uniform were hanging their heads in disappointment. Knew almost all of their faces. Isn't everyone here a classmate? Oh, I see. We're the only school in Hinamizawa after all.
富田君に岡村君じゃないか。君たちも野球チームだったのか。
The uniform was brand new and not very dirty, fresh off the presses. I could see handmade banners with their names written on them in the grandstands. See, their families came to root for them in their debut game today.
岡村のバットは今日のためにお父さんがプレゼントしてくれたそうなのですよ。
Well, now we have to win the game. Brand new bat sparkled. That kind of present a man just has to perform well.
いっぱいいっぱい今日のために素振りとかしてきましたのよ。富田さんなんかやりすぎて手の皮が抜けちゃって、ほら。
Tore the skin off his hand. His torn hand looked like it hurt, but from that injury you could sense his backbone. I get it, guys. You want to make your big moment a good one. Poor kids. Broom. Savior of the Okanomiya Titans. We could hear the sounds of this Kameda-kun's tremendous fastball practice. This was no joke. He's definitely on a level far above high school kids. Well, no, you're right. But at his level, he shouldn't have been interrupting a grass lot game grudge match, though it may have been. He should have understood how much better he was, too. What an asshole.
あいつ、こいつら
He's smurfing. He's smurfing
やがっ
us.
たのか。
うん。レナはこんなの大人げないと思う。
Rena's eyes grew harsh. Took a lot to get Rena mad. As for Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun, they were sniffling, fighting back tears. We heard another tremendous noise from the mitt. Turned around and this left-armed Kameda-kun guy was looking at us and grinning boldly.
というわけよ。こうなったらやるしかないでしょ。実戦態勢で。
Okay, but you haven't told me how you got the bandages on, Mion. How did that happen?
本気で行くしかないな。
でね、本気で行ってみたの。それでみーちゃんが大自爆して。
Mion, embarrassed, scratched her head and a moment later doubled over in pain.
自爆って一 体何をどう自爆したら
Yeah, what did she
こんな
do?
に大怪我できるんだ？
説明するととてつもなく長いですわね。一つ言えるのはここまでして戦果なしということぐらいですわね。ここまで体を張ったのに
Risk my life.
点も入れられないなんて。せっかくの秘策も台無しでかわいそうかわいそう。
I wonder if she tried to steal base and slid or something and got herself all scraped up. Couldn't even imagine what sort of secret plan it was, but it must have been crazy enough to get her that badly hurt.
でもまあ失敗したおかげでまだ野球でいられるんだろ。
うん、ちょっとみーちゃんの奥の手は野球らしくなかったと思うかな。こうなっては仕方ないでございましょう。ここは正々堂々野球らしく決着をつけるしかないということですわ。
そうそう、野球らしく蹴りをつけないとね。
How else would we settle it? I think normal people would have given up and gone for a frontal attack. As a member of our club, I wasn't about to accept that so easily.
野球らしくってのが引っかかるぞ。野球らしく見えれば手段は問わないってことだろ。
私たちの部の信条だし。
So we're planning on cheating? That seems to be the club's creed, honestly. It seems to be like just on the borderline of cheating. Every time.
手段を選ばないことこそ我が部の美徳でございましたよ。
Reina and Sadako laughed to each other delightfully. It wasn't really a virtue we could brag about, but the best thing about our club was that we never rolled over and gave up. We often cheat to get what we want,
カメラがずらーりといるから。
so it will be hard to cheat. Rika-chan spread her arms wide, indicating the array of reporters in the bleachers. She was right. All right, so what we gotta do is we gotta take this golf club and we gotta beat the shit out of this pitcher's legs, but we can't do it when the cameras are on us. We're gonna Tanya Harding this thing. With all those cameramen watching us through those cameras with giant telephoto lenses, our play would be fairly tough.
そうそう、それがネックだったんだよ。これだけの囚人監視があるとなかなか大胆な手が取れないし。いてててててて。
We gotta cheat underhandedly.
みーちゃんの手は決しておしとやかだとは思わなかったけどな。
Satoko and Rika-chan both nodded behind Reina.
じゃあここで本題に戻るぞ。今我がチームは1点差で負けてるんだよな。
しかももう9回の裏でアウトも2個取られちゃってるの。
おじさんの作戦がうまくいってれば今頃は満塁のはずなんだけどな。
失敗した作戦を嘆いても始まりませんですのよ。へこたれず次の手を打ってこそ我が部でございましたよ。
Satoko said eagerly, trying to cheer up the downcast Mion, whose secret plan had failed. It may have failed, but Sadako still seemed to have another.
サトコがなかなか威勢がいいじゃないか。ってことは何か奥の手があるってことか。
ケイチ君、この子を誰だと思ってるのかな。サトコちゃんだろ。北条サトコちゃん。
Satoko Hajo. That's right. We called her Trapmaster Sadako, didn't we? She would ensnare her opponent at the perfect moment, at the very end. Everyone in our club knew that we could never ever let our guards down against Sadako. What is Sadako gonna do? She could put like a bear trap on the pitcher's mound?
末恐ろしく成長してくれたもんだよ。
How are we going to trap a pitcher?
僅差を制することに関しては私でも舌を巻く時があるね。
ちなみに次の打者がミーで、その次の打者がサトコなのです。
We were losing by 1 point. So if we get the next runner on the base, then the runner after that could hit a big one and end the match. That final batter was Sadako?
ねえ、勝てそうな気がしてきたでしょ。
どういう仕掛けか想像もつかんが、絶対何かの罠だと断言できる。
So if we have two batters ahead of us, why the hell did we even show up?
俺が敵のピッチャーなら絶対に敬遠だ。
There's no way Sadako was going to hit a home run, even in my dreams. If she was going to stand in the batter's box normally without any kind of plan, I can't think of anything else she could do.
そのサトコが俺を呼び出した。なるほど、読めてきたぜ。
It meant that I was a necessary piece of Sadako's trap.
ワクワクするね。サトコちゃんどんなことをするのかな。僕も サトコのさよならホームランが楽しみなのです。
そのためにはケイちゃんの働きが欠かせない。わかるね。これが逆転の最後のチャンス。絶対に失敗できない。
おう、
Because I'm like a distraction or
分
something?
かってる
What,
ぜそんなことを。
what do you need me for?
見てろ、俺とサトコででっかい大逆転を拝ませてやるぜ。
ではケイチさん、これから手順を説明しますわ。ちょっとお耳を拝借しましたよ。
Tachiko and I held it up in a hidden place and held a briefing that anyone watching could tell was suspicious. Excuse
前
me.
原さんと北条は何を話してるんだろう。委員長みたいにとんでもない奥の手で自爆しないこと
Oh, it's a crazy trick.
を言うのよ。
Oh, it's gonna be one. Our teammates, Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun, seemed very nervous. Mirna gave them a wild smile and trying to dispel their anxiety.
大丈夫だよみんな。サトコちゃんとケイチくんならきっとやり遂げてくれるから。
でもユーゴさん、相手は甲子園級のピッチャーなんですよ。いくら北条が得意の罠にはめようとしても。
まあみんな黙って見てなって。面白いゲームが見られるからね。
Mion, who knew everything about to transpire, looked like she was having a hard time stifling the laughter bubbling up within her. She was so terrifying as an enemy, but so reliable as an ally. Mion waved her hands at the umpire.
代打が出ます。私、園崎ミオンに代わって前
Oh,
原
so we're standing in for Mion. Got it.
本当に彼で大丈夫なんですか？
The umpire turned an uneasy gaze on the pinch hitter who had jumped in with a golf club.
ケイチくんは甘く見ない方がいいですよ。
Members of our club were the only ones grinning with wholehearted confidence. Alright, so we got something transpiring. Something's gonna go down. Alright. Sadako's plan was definitely simple, but scrupulous. It even looked like the entire situation had gone according to her calculations. The fact that we were losing by 1 point, the fact that I'd come on late, the fact that Sadako was the last batter. It even felt like this had kind of been set up before the game started. It had been a lot of time since I got here. During that time, the opposing pitcher, Kameda-kun, took a bathroom break. Even that felt calculated. No, this is Sadako we're talking about, so maybe she made him drink controlled laxatives to get him to use the bathroom at this exact moment. So maybe she poisoned him. Okay. And while he was a long way off, shut up in the bathroom, our plan would begin. The opposing pitcher, Kameda-kun. There he was. In front of the urinal, pleasantly taking care of business. Thought it was only natural he'd win at a grass lot game like this, and relaxed enough to leave himself without a care in the world. Maybe that was supposed to be his appeal, and then we smash his skull in with the golf club. However, his relaxed state was itself our chance. Right now, you've already conceded to our club. I, too, casually walked into the bathroom. There were 3 urinals. Kameda-kun was doing his business at the farthest one. I went to the one next to him and started checking out his meat. Meat gazing. Normally you'd leave one urinal open. Kameda-kun seemed to notice me. I stood right next to him after all.
なんだ、誰かと思えば大ピンチヒッター様じゃないか。
He recalled seeing me swing the golf club around like an idiot, and he couldn't seem to resist the urge to laugh. I, however, wasn't frustrated in the slightest. The match had already been won at the moment I arrived. The game had been decided as a big upset for our team. So now all I had to do was push things along exactly how Sadako planned. Haha! I'm the one who should be laughing.
ケイチくん、うまくやれるかな。
What happened in that bathroom?
大丈夫でしたよ。本気のケイチさんならこんなの朝飯前ですわ。
Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun, our underclassmen, asked another question without much trepidation.
本当に前原さんはあのピッチャーを攻略できるんですか？
あんたたち、ケイちゃんと同じクラスで生活してて何にも感じないわけ？彼はね、ゆくゆくはあの力で世界を制するかもしれない。ケイちゃんと組めば世界制覇は容易だな。
Can we cut back to the bathroom to see what I'm doing to that picture in there? What are we doing with that picture? Our teammates exchange glances. Did my Bara-senpai really have such incredible strength? Just what kind of strength could that be? The question caused Kameda-kun to stare in bewilderment, and for a moment he didn't know what to say.
悪い。ちょっとよく聞こえなかった。もう一度言ってくれるか?
Smiled thinly, looking straight ahead, and said it once more clearly.
もう一度だけ言う。俺たちを勝たせろ。
Right to the point. No threats or beating around the bush or anything. Kameda's brain couldn't figure out the meaning of what I'd said, and I could clearly tell he was confused.
バカも休み休み。俺たちを勝たす。お前正気か？
俺からの要求は伝えた。返事はどっちだ？イエスかノーか。
そんなの迷うまでもない。誰がお前らを勝たせるもんか。お前の頭は少し変じゃないのか?
Was that our plan? Kameda didn't hide his bewilderment. He didn't want to be around someone who would babble on like this for another second. Those thoughts spilled into his expression, and he quickly moved to leave the bathroom.
カメダ君、君にとって勝利は何だ?
決まってる。総督絶対的で至上目的だ。それは他の何にも変えられない。
He grinned lightly as he answered as if to make fun of me.
スポーツマンらしい返事だな。勝利こそ絶対。何にも変えられないってわけだ。
そんなのは当たり前。どんな脅しにも買収にも勝利を放棄させるような対価は存在しない。
I'll suck your dick. I'll suck your dick, you let us win. I was waiting for those words. I, after spinning around 3.5 times, pointed right at Kameda's face.
ならば聞くべきじゃないのか。それほど尊い勝利を放棄させるに値する。どんな対価が提供されるのかを。
何をバカなことを。そんなもの存在するわけがない。
Haha. He was denying it, but he stopped. He stopped. He was waiting for me to present some attractive conditions. I'll suck your dick. We're here in the bathroom.
君は雑誌のインタビューに好物は焼肉で嫌いなものは甘いものだと答えたらしいが、それは嘘じゃないのかい？
何？
例えば君が焼肉食い放題に行ったとする。君が皿に持ってくるのは一体何だ？ロースか？カルビか？牛タンの山か？違うよな。君が持ってくるのは肉じゃない。食い放題のプリンやゼリーやケーキなのだ。女の子が喜びそうな、綺麗で可愛らしくて愛くるしい。
I would probably do that too.
そんな洋菓子が大好きなんだよな。
I love me some pudding. Ice cream. Give me all the desserts. Made his face turn utterly pale. Our club already knew that he ate a mountain of desserts where he went to the grilled meat buffet, and we're all well aware of his embarrassment at his weakness for sweets despite his age. Kameda-kun couldn't possibly have known that the particular grilled meat buffet in Shishibone was owned by a member of the Sonozaki family. I'll have to be careful when I go out to eat with my parents from now on. Why are desserts girly?
違う。俺が好きなのは豪快な骨付きの。
違う。お前が好きなのは色とりどりのクリームで優しく可愛らしく盛り付けられたデザートなのだ。まるでフリルやリボンで飾り付けられた無垢な汚れを知らぬ少女を連想させる、そんな透き通った少女。
I've never once eaten a cake and thought it was like a girl, but I guess if they have like feminine designs or something.
バリバリとむしゃむしゃと。そうだ。お前はデザートを食べて怪我し、しゃぶり尽くしているだけ。
You just dirty them, violate them, and chew them?
お前はデザートを怪我して楽しんでいるだけなんだ。
I don't understand.
ダメだ。知られてしまった。俺の密かな楽しみが。
So it's like a fetish thing for him?
死ぬしか。死ぬしか。
バカ野郎。命を粗末にするな。
Kerslam. I hit him on the side of his head as hard as I could. Kamina-kun fell down like a girl. His eyes started watering and he broke down.
こんな変なことを考えてデザートを食べているのは俺は爽やかなスポーツマンのふりをした
I mean, the way you're describing it sounds very perverted.
そうだ、お前はスケベだ。
Bshwah. This time I didn't hit him. Instead, I clapped my hands down onto his shoulders.
わめくな亀だ。男がスケベで何が悪い。
A lot of things. A lot of things are wrong with being a pervert. Dun dun.
男はすべからくスケベだ。だがそれを認めるか否かで男の器はお前は自分に素直だった。それを自慢していい。威張っていい。自分を誇りに思え。
Proud is a very strong word. Instead of blaming him, I told him to have pride in himself, and Kamina-kun couldn't hide his confusion.
そうだ。そして俺はお前に感銘を受けたのだ。デザートはただ単に食後に食べる甘いもの。今までずっとそう思ってた。それは間違ってた。お前がそれを教えてくれたんだ。お前に出会ったおかげで俺は明日から同じデザートを一味も二味も違った味わい方ができるようになるだろう。例えばいちごのショートケーキ。
Strawberry shortcake. Gulp. Mina's throat cried out.
いちごのショートケーキの地味さは
Oh, is this Angel Mort?
どこか古風なロックメーカー華やかなりし頃の正統派のメイドを思わせる。スカートが短いこびた近代メイドじゃないぞ。正統派の清掃の本格派。いちごしかありません。こんなものしかご用意できませんが、どうかご賞味くださいませ。というつつましやかさがいいよな。ご賞味くださいませ。燃える。
Alright, so Keiichi is a pervert too, which we kind of knew already. We kind of knew that he was a pervert too. Strawberry shortcake gives him boners. That's like something that we don't need to share with other people. Like, we keep that on the inside.
上品な貴族のご主人様のようにフォークで切り分け、いやいや、それを下劣に油汗を浮かせた悪のご主人様のようにしゃぶりつくところがワイルドなのか。
If she took it and sucked on it vulgarly like her bad master in his greasy sweat, Keiichi, what the hell is wrong with you?
イチゴを取った後のくぼみの方がいけてるよな。そこに舌を這わせたら、あ、それってどんな味なんだよ。
Like, who raised you to be like this? Like, I know this is before the advent of internet porn, but is this really what like teenage boys did? Is they just sat around imagining like that's the dent after you pick up the strawberry? That's a great hole to stick your tongue in. The strawberry dent.
俺もう辛抱できないや。帰りはエンジェルモードでショートケーキを開けるまで見つめて俺のためだけに美しく着飾った少女たちを身を寄せ合って震える少女たちを一人ずつ順番に一つ食べるごとに次はどの子にしようかと。
I feel dirty just reading this. Please translate girls as cake, alright? Keiichi-kun seems to be talking about cake combination platters. Emphasis mine.
めでるように顎をこうクイッと持って
Has there ever been a man such as this who can speak so passionately about a single piece of strawberry shortcake? No, there has not. There's never been, I say. No other man ever has wanted to fuck a piece of strawberry shortcake like Keiichi Maibara has. Not ever. Such passionate feelings are trying to melt away the stubbornness in Kameda's mind.
カメだ、もう一度だけ言う。俺たちを勝たせ。
You've been in this bathroom a long time.
あら、もういい。お前には頼まん。
I rejected Kameda outright and turned on my heel.
もういいや。この試合は負けだ負け。もうこんな試合どうでも。そんなことより試合が終わったらエンジェルモートに行ってフリルとリボンで西洋人形のように飾られた美少女たち食い放題で行こうかな。今夜は豪華に徹底的に食い散らかしじゃい。
食い放題
So gross. thud. Despite this being the bathroom, Kameda-kun put both his hands on the floor.
俺が間違ってました。どうした亀田君、言いたいことがあるならはっきりと言え。
こんな
This is the first time I met another dessert pervert.
俺は今まで自分はどこか変じゃないかとずっと思って隠れて楽しんできたのに。
何を躊躇するかわいそうが。さっき言ったはずだ。認めるか否かが男の分岐路なのだ。貴様は胸を張れるべき男。さあ手を差し出せ。自らの偉大さを示してみろ。俺と一緒に俺たちの世界を認めるんだ。
Clap. Kameda-kun was crying tears of gratitude, unable to speak. That was the moment we exchanged the most zealous handshake the world has ever known. A handshake of the bond of our souls, ardent and intense, tight and steadfast. For a long time we remained that way. And then we touched dicks. Because we were both turned on by desserts. It was an enthusiastic handshake, as though we were two brothers separated at birth, embracing each other tightly as though it would give us back the time we had spent apart. That was the moment the man who had passed into legend for eating so much during Angel Mort's all-you-can-eat dessert day that he was banned from the restaurant forevermore was born. He would eventually write in his autobiography that our meeting this day was fate. But none of that had anything to do with this.
じゃあ後でな。とりあえず試合は今話した通りの手はずで頼むぜ。
Just that, I turned on my heel and made to leave the bathroom. And then Kameda-kun stopped me.
待ってくれ。せめてあんたの名前を聞かせてくれ。
俺か？俺の名は前原圭一。いや。
Kind of didn't feel like using my real name. Anyway, maybe I should lie to him and use a code name.
俺のことはケイと呼べ。
ケイ。
Wait, was that actually an embarrassing name? Left the bathroom behind me at a quick pace, hiding my embarrassment. From what I heard later, I apparently looked quite gallant coming out like that.
さとこより圭一さんへ。守備はどうでございましたの？
Don't worry,
圭一より里子へ。
I appealed to the perverted side of him.
エンジェルモートで俺と奴のデザート食い放題で妥結した。ミオ、問題ないな。
エンジェルモートにデザート食べ放題で2席ね。了解。手配しとくよ。
どういう風に交渉したのか実に気がかりなのです。
Well, we touched dicks and we talked about dessert. And how desserts were like women and how we enjoyed eating them and soiling them. It was fun.
違いないかな？かな？
To that, the game started again. Enter the batter's box as a pinch hitter and place a Mion. But all the pieces were already in place. Vroom. Straight pitch went by me like a bullet, true to its name. Camera people raised their voices in wonder and clicked their shutters. Sharp pitch as always. He's really going places this summer, isn't he? That golf club pinch hitter is standing straight up too. Hee hee. But doesn't Kameda-kun look a little strange? Like he's got a cold sweat. Patted my shoulder with my bat, then sneered at him in a relaxed voice.
どうした亀田君、今日は不調かな？この程度の球じゃ笑っちゃってバットを振る気にもならないぜ。
おのれ。
Vroom. Next pitch with the same incredible speed as before it, curved sharply and should have thrown off the batter's skill. But Keiichi didn't move at all. He just watched coolly.
直球投手に小細工は不要だよ、亀田君。こんなカーブに引っかかってくれるのかい？この辺りのバッターは。
Why are we antagonizing him? He already said he was gonna let us win, right? Both the reporters and all the people watching noticed something was strange here. Was Oishima's Kameda, the pitcher who conquered Koshin, losing the mental battle? Next straight pitch had incredible speed again, but went a little wild. It was a ball. Snorted, not even bothering to get ready for it.
どうした亀田君、そんなにど真ん中が怖いのかい？まさか天下の亀田君がフォアボールなんてことはないだろうな。
くそー。
Murmur. The abnormal, unexpected situation spread confusion throughout the reporters.
の前原圭一って男はあの剛速球を前にしてここまでの余裕とは。
叶わないと見て空威張りをしてるだけさ。あんな不真面目そうな男にあの亀田が撃たれるはずはない。
いや、私ははったりとは思えないな。超一流は同じく超一流を見抜くと、あの亀田は紛れもなく超一流ならばこそ、あの謎の男の進化を見抜ける。
Really business person looking guy took off his sunglasses and gazed upon Keiichi.
まさか本当に？
Idiot pinch hitter who came in cheering them on with a golf club was actually a genius?
きっと本人はもう野球に魅力を失い、ゴルフへの転向を希望しているのだろう。天才スラッガー、ゴルフ界へ移籍か。
What a tremendous loss for baseball. Stop the presses. We're charging up our sports columns. Vroom.
ボール。これでフルカウントだぞ。
The success of production was, of course, all being dramatized by Sadako. The big shots constantly had their eyes on Kameda-kun. If he were to lose easily, they knew the match would have to been fixed. Perhaps she wanted this little play of ours to create a mood where it wouldn't be strange for Kameda-kun to lose, but...
さとこ、これどう見てもやりすぎだぞ。
頑張れてございましたよ、ケイチさん。明日の休会はいただきですわ。
I don't want any scouts actually coming after me. I'm terrified of what would happen when the jig is up. Wait, can't be making nervous faces right now.
ボール、フォアボール。奥下が亀田君、見損なったぞ。
Kameda-kun hung his head in feigned dejection.
ケイさん、これでバッチリ筋書き通りですよね。
ああ、でかしたぞ亀田君。この調子で次のバッターも頼むぞ。こんな試合とっとと終わらせて。
早く食べ放題に行きましょうよ。
Grin. Grin. Kameda-kun and I exchanged evil smiles. For some reason, there were a lot of camera flashes right then. Seemed like our dear journalist friends took it as two worthy rivals smiling to acknowledge each other's strength. As I trotted over to first base, the camera flashes continued almost to the point where they were annoying. When I got to first base, one of the reporters came over for an interview.
前原君、この亀田君との決着は甲子園でつけるつもりですか？
Ugh. Things sound like they're about to get too big for me. Maybe I should just be honest and confess that I'm not really into baseball.
甲子園？俺は日本球界なんて初めから興味ないんだ。悪いな。
Whoa. This man, right from the start, he was always aiming for the world. Maybe become Japanese first ever big leaguer. What? Conversation was getting fantastically out of hand. Oh, I don't care anymore. I'll strike a guts pose for the cameras in desperation.
よっしゃ、作戦通りケイちゃんが出塁したね。
次はさとこちゃんの打順だね。どうするんだろう。どうするんだろう。さあ、でっかいホームランでさよなら勝ちですわよ。
Walk-off home run. So are we just all expecting to get balls and just walk the bases? Sadako stepped up to the plate, waving the bat around. Reporters couldn't hold back their laughter, maybe because they had just seen his battle with me. My Barakun finally got on base, but now it's all over. I see. This is why Kameda-kun intentionally walked him. He didn't even fight it. He waited for an easier opponent for the final out. But to avoid a direct confrontation like that, we cannot make light of him. That Keiichi Marbara.
さあ、亀田さん、いらっしゃいませ。
バカにするな。俺を誰だと思っているんだ？ケイさん。いや、前原さんならともかく、お前ごときに遅れなど取るものか。
Whenever this girl stepped up to bat, she had swung mildly and missed, striking out every time. Maybe that was part of her plan too. Maybe she's really good at hitting. Might sound rude, but however much Kameda-kun holds back, I don't think she'll be able to hit a home run. Could hear the reporters declaring that there was no way a comeback would happen. Wait, what? Sadako. She swung wildly and missed every single time she stepped up to bat? Broom. She swung after the sound had ended, completely mistiming it. Could hear disappointed voices coming from those rooting for him in Ozawa. It's only natural. Every single batter had struck out. Even if worse came to worse, no one would get a hit. That's why it didn't sound strange when Kamita-kun said this.
お前ごときに本気で投げても仕方がないな。チャンスだ。次の一球は下投げでのんびり投げてやる。一発くらいヒットを打ってお母ちゃんに自慢できる種にさせてやる。
Of course, these lines were all part of the plot too. From out of the corner of his eye, Kamita-kun gives me a look. Was that all right?
ああ、いい感じだぞ。実にさりげない。
You're a splendid actor. Keep it up and we'll go to Angel Mort and we'll bang all the desserts on the dessert tables. We're gonna sexualize so much pudding. Even that exchange was seen as heated and enthusiastic by the reporters.
でもケイさん、いくら手を抜いて投げてもこの子本当に打てるんですかね。
いいからお前は決められた通りに投げろ。俺にはなんとなく分かってる。
Our exchange over, Kamita-kun moved from set position into a pitching stance.
さあ、手加減の球を投げなさいな。大ホームランにして差し上げますわ。
Get it, Sadako. She'd struck out every time she was at bat. When I heard that, my big ideas became firm beliefs. Out of Kamita-kun's hand comes a slow, lazy pitch, as though they were playing catch. Normal people would probably be able to hit it, but for Sadako, who'd been striking out the whole time, just when people started to think that way, members of our club had already realized that Sadako's track had begun. It was true. Striking out constantly today had all been laying the groundwork for this moment. An act. All to make it feel like Kamita-kun letting off the gas wasn't strange at all. Which meant in other words that Sadako... Crack! Whoa! She got it! Look at it go!
走る必要もありませんわね。
Look at the reporter in the background. The umpire, the referee. He's like, or is that, that's Kameda. The super huge home run Sadako hit disappeared over the roof of the school. Reporters lost their words at the sight. And then, roars of applause. Despite this being what we'd anticipated, I can't help but stare in mute amazement at the gorgeous home run. Sadako strutted over to first base.
ほらほら、何をしてますの、ケイキさん。二塁は向こうでございますのよ。
さとこお前、野球得
Alright,
意なんだ。
let's talk later. Let's run the bases now. Satoko grinned, showing her fan-like canines in reply. Come to think of it, she played baseball a lot with Tomita-kun and the others during lunch, didn't she? The fact that they always invited her to play meant that she was by no means bad at it.
それを全て大振りの凡退だ。
It's pretty smart.
しかも亀田君が登場する前からだろ。たくつくづく最後の最後に何か仕掛けるやつだな。
いつも言ってましたよ。罠は一つ。それも最後の最後で本当にさりげないくらいで十分なんですってよ。
Damn it, that sounded kinda cool. Basically, she was just bragging about hitting the ball. But when Sadako did it, it looked so cool. Crossed home plate in order. Me, then Sadako, and completed our walk-off home run. Our teammates welcomed us back with their blessings. My Bara-san, that was amazing, totally cool. Never thought it would happen. Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun praised me.
どうだ見たかよ富田君岡村君見事ひっくり返してやったぜ。
レナもかっこよかったと思うよ。お疲れ様。
Good work.
なんのこんなの軽い仕事だぜ。
I briskly clapped my hand against Reina's outstretched palm.
さとこもあっぱれ。最後は豪快に決めてくれたね。
私を誰だとお思いで。
Man, can't underestimate her. Satoko Hojo.
ケイちゃんも見事だったよ。よくあの亀田を口説き落とせたね。
口先の魔術師なのです。
リカちゃんそれ褒め言葉じゃないと思うな。
A magician of words. I mean, I'll take it. It's kind of a compliment.
しかし本当にケイイチさんでなくてはできない荒技ですわね。私にはとても真似できませんわ。ぜひ今度私にもご教授いただきたいですわね。
You'd like me to teach you how to be a pervert?
あんな荒技をさとこがこなしたら想像するのも恐ろしい。くれぐれも真似はしないでくれよな。
Yeah, please don't mimic me. I'm not a good role model. I just sexualized a bunch of dessert. Don't use me as your role model. After clearing the match over, the umpire came to us.
いや、まさか本当に勝てるとは驚きましたよ。
サトコなら打てるって言ったでしょ。全然信じてくれないんだからな。
The umpire scratched his head apologetically and apologized to Sadako, smiling dryly.
それにケイチくんだってすごかったでしょ。ケイチくんってここ一番で本当に頼りになる人なんですよ。
いやー、ゴルフクラブで乱入してきた時は本当に大
It
丈
wasn't
夫
my
だと
fault.
思
No
い
one
ました
told
け
me
ど、
we were playing baseball.
あの亀田君との息詰まる攻防は手に汗を握りましたよ。
Right. That breathtaking farce. I quirked a wry smile. Not even the Buddha would have realized that while everyone thought this was a fair match, Kamina-kun and I were thinking about our evil dessert-violating ways. It's so gross. Strawberry shortcake gives us boners!
約束ちゃんと覚えてるよね。
これは
やったねやったね。ケイチくん、これで明日はバーベキュー大会だよ。
Barbecue? Marina clapped her hands and we all began to dance with joy. Tomita-kun and our other teammates were jumping up and down too. Oh, so like we did a good job,
なんだなんだ
so they're gonna give us barbecue.
バーベキュー大会
Got it.
おい一体どういう話になってるんだ。
今日の試合に勝てたら高級お肉いっぱいのバーベキュー大会を振る舞ってくださるって約束になってましたの。亀田さんの登場で一時は危うかったですが、ケイチさんの活躍で見事獲得できましたのよ。
I see. So that's what this was about. It was certainly not a game we could have lost.
入江は大散財でかわいそかわいそなの
It will be
です。
so sad. Oh.
参ったな。でも約束ですからね。
私たちは食うときは情け容赦なく食うからね。何しろ育ち盛りだし。いいかいみんな。明日は徹底的に食いまくるよ。
Well, that's cool. All the members of the Hinamizawa fighters raised their fists high in the air and cheered. Rika-chan was petting the head of the umpire, who was smiling painfully at all the off-kilter remarks. He gave her his head and looked like he was about to cry. Looked like the price of victory would be pretty big. Irie is a doctor, and I think he's like the only doctor in town. I'm sure that he could probably buy meat for the kids to eat for the barbecue and not be too beat up about it.
でも仕方ないね。お肉とかを買いにお買い物に行かないとな。
監督、約束通り。
Yeah, don't cheap out on us.
高級なのお願いね。
Get the good stuff.
野菜ばっかり買って安上がりにしたら許さないからね。
The umpire, whom they were calling Coach, grinned dryly, crestfallen. Umpire? Coach? The uniform he was wearing had Hinamizawa Fighters written on it. Oh, so you're not just the umpire, he was actually our team's coach.
前原君でよかった。
Yeah, I think this is the first time we're actually meeting Irie in the series. I know that he was in the anime,
お名前。
but I don't think that Keiichi's ever met him before in any of our other chapters.
あ、はい。
前原君の出塁がなければありえない逆転でした。ぜひ明日のバーベキューにはいらしてください。いやいや、それよりもぜひうちのチームに入りませんか？あなたとなら喧嘩を制覇できるかも。
監督監督、まあその話は
Yeah, I don't even like baseball that much. You're doing too much.
今はお財布の心配だけをなさいませ。
Despite the coach being an adult, everyone seemed to get along very well with him. Coach, huh?
よろしくお願いしますね。ひなみざわファイターズ監督の入江ですよ。
He extended his hand to me, firmly grasped it with my own in reply.
前原です。よろしく。
Then the coach took his other hand and began to stroke mine softly.
すべすべなお手手ですね。きめも細かいし、お手入れも実にいい感
Can you
じです。
stop petting me?
はあ、さわさわ。
No.
は
No.
ちょっと
当家のメイドたちにもこれくらいの肌のお手入れはするよう厳命しなくてはいけないですね。 お手入れの悪いメイドたちにはお仕置きお仕置き。
メイド？何の話をしてるんですか？
ああ、こんなすべすべな手でご奉仕ご奉仕。はあ。
He does realize that I'm like a 16, 17-year-old boy, right? That the coach's eyes were spellbound, and as his delusions floated through his very own original magical universe, he made a supremely satisfied smile. How do I put this? Who the hell is this guy? Why is he stroking my hands? Where are my parents?
面食らってる面食らってる。監督はちょっと変わってる人なの。
Yeah.
でもとっても面白い人なんだよ。
Felt like you couldn't measure him by saying strange or funny. We didn't think we'd get along. Snap. There's something my mind made a witty retort for some reason.
ほら、いい加減になさいませ。ケイジさんも嫌がっておりましたよ。
Yeah, please let go of my hands.
はあ、すべすべ。
Coach didn't try to take his hands off mine until Sadako hit him with a threefold wash bucket attack, causing him to faint. Why are all the men in this series so gross? I don't understand. Like, do people need to find like a hobby? Do something. Stop touching kids. Stop talking about banging desserts. Stop getting strawberry shortcake boners. Got an achievement. New Horizons. Okay. Sadako's trap course, advanced. Okay. You've done the elementary and the intermediate. Now it's the advanced course. There's a peaceful lunch break. Thud, clatter, splash.
なんだ？
今廊下からすごいのが聞こえた。なんだろう。
Rushed into the hallway, and to our surprise, Coach was there with a water bucket overturned on his head.
監督、大丈夫？
いやー、やられましたね。
Sure got you.
こんにちは。
Coach greets us, cool and calm.
どうしたんですか、監督？学校に来るなんて珍しい。
Yeah, we've never seen him at school before. Why are you here, friend?
いやー、お仕事の絡みでして。私、毎週学校には来てるんですよ。ここしばらくは何事もなかったので、すっかり油断してました。
さとこちゃんの罠は忘れた頃に来ますからね。大丈夫ですか、服？
いえいえ、ちょうど行水がしたいと思ってたところですからね。実に涼しくていいですよ。
さすが監督。ちょっとやそっとのことでは怒らない。その辺が大人って感じだよね。
She was right. If I were Coach, I would have started running around with the bucket still in my head looking for her. His adult way of not getting mad at every little child's prank was admirable.
いいですか、前原さん。こういうのは考え方一つで腹立たしくも愉快にもなるんです。要は受け止め方一つなんですよ。
水バケツを丸ごと食らってそれだけクールにいられる秘訣があるならぜひご教授を願いたいです。
例えば明治から続く古式ゆかしい旧家があるとします。そこには大勢の使用人として
Back to the maids again.
もちろん大きな家ですから、ベテランのおつぼね様と化したメイド長から新米のピチピチしたメイドさんまでがたくさんいるのです。ほら、想像できますか？ほら。
Okay.
ほら。
Space filled with dreamy maids in pink and peach adorned with frills and headbands, with Coach at their center, began to spread out before me.
新米メイドたちはそのピチピチさと初々しさでご主人様の寵愛を一身に。でもそれが先輩メイドたちには許せないのです。
I thought we were talking about having a bucket on your head.
ことあるごとに難癖をつけ、いじめていじめていじめ抜いて。ほら、まだこんなに埃が残っていますよ。ああ、すみません。もう一度やり直し。バシャー。バケツを逆さにぶっかけられるメイドさん。 びしょ濡れのメイドさんが泣きそうになりながらそれでもけなげに「はあはあメイド」
It's deeply unsettling.
なんだか知んないけど楽し
No, Rena, no. Stop talking to the bad man.
いの
You don't want to be a maid in that scenario.
ああもうレナまで感化されてきた。ほらケイちゃんもいつまでも監督の世界に浸っていない。
これさえなければ監督も決して悪い人じゃありませ
If
ん
it wasn't for him being a pervert too. But all the men in Hinamizawa seem to be perverts. Keiichi, Keiichi's dad, Kameda,
北条里
Coach.
子さん発見。里子さん、これは何ざますまだ埃が残ってるざますよ。おお仕置きざます。
Please don't punish this child. Grown man.
にゃにゃにゃ
Coach plucked Sadako up and started giving... Please don't spank this little girl. Started giving her a spanking. Do not spank this child. It's not your child.
さとこちゃんかい
天才的な読みでトラップを操るサトコがどうしてこの顛末までは読めないのか実に不思議だぞ。
そうかな。これはさとこちゃんの望んだ結
She
末だと思うな。
wanted it. She wanted to be spanked on her bare butt. Sure she
こ
did.
の結末をサトコが望んだ？それはどういう意味だよ。
人にこういういたずらをしたら絶対に相手は怒って追いかけてくるよね。そういうのもコミュニケーションだと思わない？
Like she wants attention or something?
そんなコミュニケーションすごく嫌だぞ。普通に挨拶から入って
Don't
こんに
people
ちは
normally
って
say
ことにはならんの
hello instead of asking to be spanked by their teachers?
ケイチくん聞いたことない？いたずらばかりしてる人ってね、人に構ってもらいたくて仕方がない
Okay, I can
寂しがり屋さんなんだって。
I can believe that. Myrna gave a cool smile and laughing abruptly explained.
だからさとこちゃんの罠にかかったらちゃんと怒ったり笑ったりしてさとこちゃんを追いかけてほしいの。そういう猫の甘え髪みたいなの可愛いと思わないかな。きっとここで驚いて飛びのきますわ。だからここに仕掛ければ絶対にかかりますの。
Satsuko, regaling us with her trap philosophy, was improving the already brutal trap hill on the mountain. Myrna was right, and her traps were a way to get people to pay attention to her. All these traps on this mountain were basically a crystallized form of those feelings. Even the bamboo spikes with the dog shit on them, because I remember that she had those. That's like a really scary way to get attention from someone. Alone Rika-chan setting up trap after trap after trap in the mountains. Always waiting for someone to fall into them. Nobody needed to come to this mountain in the first place. Without a doubt, she and Rika-chan had spent a lot of time imagining how victims caught in their traps would react. Satsuko, separated for her entire life from her beloved Nini, Satoshi. With her stubbornness, she never once said that she wanted him to come home. But all the traps sleeping on the mountain told me how Satsuko really felt.
聞いてますのケイチさん。
あ、ごめんなんだって。
このように木の幹に釘を一本打ちつけただけでも立派なトラップになるんですのよ。ちょうどあそこで転げてここに額を打ちつければ痛いですわよ。
Yeah, if you put a nail in this tree trunk and fall face forward into it, you'll just rip the skin on the top of your forehead all the way down to your mouth. It'll really hurt. You'll bleed like a
君の頭
motherfucker.
に人間トンカチってわけか。それは痛そうだな。
Yeah. Like right into the brain, right in through your eye.
悪い悪人を懲らしめる強力なトラップになりますわよ。どんな悪党がかかるか楽しみでございますわね。
God forbid someone just goes through like a stroll through the mountains
そこでなんで俺をチラチラ見るんだよ。
just for fun and winds up
引っかかって
dead.
ほしいと思ってんのか？さすがにこれは大怪我するぞ。このトラップはちょっとやめとけ。
そうですの？もう確かに愛がないトラップはダメでございますからね。ではその悪党もちゃんと改心したらかからないように少し釘の位置を。
Just had to go immerse herself in adjusting the nail's position. Traps of love, huh? Maybe Coach was right. Just by reacting a little differently, everything changes. Come to think of it, maybe you can feel humor and warmth even when Sadako's traps get you.
で できましたよ。この絶妙な位置でしたら完璧ですわ。いかがです、ケイチさん。
お完璧だな。このトラップに引っかかる悪党が現れるといいな。
現れない方がいいに決まってますわ。
Looked a little painful, but I considered coming here sometime and getting caught in it. Just to make Sadako happy. Sure. That's kind of a twisted way of communicating your feelings, but alright. Okay, so this has been episode 3 of our Tatarigoroshi chapter. Sorry, I'm still getting my pronunciations right. If you like this video, feel free to give me a like and comment if you are enjoying what you're seeing. I'll play more of it. Hopefully I have some more videos up for the next week. But I appreciate y'all watching, and stay tuned for more Higurashi. I'll catch you for the next one. Peace!